Since I was a little kid, I wanted to help people. I remember at some point in my childhood declaring that my dream job, what I wanted to be when I grew up, was the Salvation Army bell ringer outside our grocery store. You can ask my family, they will confirm this declaration that I often made. So, in my mind at that age, that seemed like such a direct and accessible way to help people who were suffering. Of course, with time and maturity, how I express my desire to help those who are suffering has morphed, evolved, and become more nuanced and sophisticated. But I did, in fact, end up becoming a professional helper because the internal mandate to help people never diminished. Hi, I'm Allie Whitney. I'm an integral somatic body worker, coach, and educator, and I run Studio A Body Therapy in the Indianapolis, Indiana area. And I also run Studio A On Demand, which is our online channel for bringing nervous system regulation and for healing trauma from a body oriented approach online. So, over the years, this has led me to ponder, what are the makings of a helper? What is it about our personality, our temperament, our set of life experiences, and the environment in which we grow up that develops empathetic helpers? I have come to understand that sometimes people become helpers at an early age because they had to in order to survive. They had to maybe emotionally caretake for a parent because the parent was emotionally immature or dysregulated, and the child developed strategies to help their parents stay stable so that the child, could in turn feel some sense of stability. Or maybe they had to caretake for younger siblings because mom or dad's addiction made them unavailable for real parenting. So there are a lot of potential scenarios where helping is developed as a strategy to survive a less than ideal situation at home. And it can develop into a pattern in the nervous system that outlasts the stage and the set of circumstances. So basically, we can end up as an adult still wired for helping, not aware that the tendency comes from a deeply embedded nervous system pattern and a survival mechanism. So it's as if the body has not gotten the memo that we no longer have to help in order to survive. And in these situations, being a helper gets coupled with overextending ourselves for the sake of others' betterment, as if our survival depends on it, which of course might very well have at some point in the past. And so in this scenario, helping by default takes us outside our window of tolerance without conscious awareness of that fact. We often lose contact with just where the edges of our window of tolerance even are when they've been busted through repeatedly in the name of survival. And so we don't even recognize when we're outside of our window of tolerance. And thus, it can easily turn into a scenario in which we lose ourselves in our helping. We abandon our own needs, our own emotional processes, and our longings as they get lost in and kind of swallowed up by the needs of those around us that seem bigger and more key to our survival. So, the question this has led me to over the years is, well, then how does one be a helper in a clean way, in a way that doesn't forsake my own needs? How can I help in a way that doesn't require that I abandon or betray myself in the process? In a way that isn't just a trauma response that I'm not in control of. So, fast forward many years to now, and I have figured out a thing or two. I have discovered answers to those questions and am now a much healthier helper than I have ever been. I've gained awareness of the survival strategies at play in my helping. I've healed up the trauma that was still alive in my body related to my early role as a young helper. And I've rediscovered where the edges of my window of tolerance are and what it feels like in my body to be taken outside of that. All of that ended up impacting in a very positive way my ability to stay fully present in the moment while helping people and not carrying a burden into the treatment or the therapy space that I hold for clients, nor carrying a burden out of the treatment space from the client. So light and easy, not tethered to my survival, not hinging on me overextending myself, and definitely not wearing me down, leading to burnout. So, if you want to understand at a deeper level these mechanisms that may be at play in your own helping role, whatever that is, whether that's a therapist, a coach, a body worker, a first responder, a minister, a social worker, an addictions counselor, or some other helping profession, then I invite you to join my online course called Healthy Helpers Developing Therapeutic Longevity. We go into this, plus we discuss how to create healthy buffers for ourselves when we're exposed to clients or patients' trauma stories or traumatic material day in and day out. We dive into what's going on in your nervous system so that we can rewire it and equip you better for your role. Because we really need you to stay in your helping role. The world has a lot of hurting people. And so we definitely don't want our helpers to burn out and quit. So let's figure out how to do this in a sustaining, life giving versus life draining way. Healthy Helpers is an affordable 6-week online course. See the link in the description below for more information and to sign up. Help a small channel out by clicking that like button if you found this video helpful in any way, and subscribe to my channel for more about healing trauma and regulating the nervous system, all from a body oriented approach.